Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight, because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country. Because you have to listen to these things. These things, the trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them. And because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if these things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberian. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because if their vote our leaders being able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
C'est aussi encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas loupé. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a un point qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as bien de moi avec moi, en ce moment, on va battre au moins, mon temps d'hier, t'as mon mouillé, on s'est battu pour moi, il pleure. Mais là, loupé.
Doing anything that people get amended. And with me from 2005 to date, we're all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired, peacefully, and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on a soccer page. You know what I'm saying? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say. I'm on record.
Yao, abela lokeyo, bivito jopai, bivito nomba, matissimo peyo. Manager Gigi, ouais t'es jamais forcé ou si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco Nosca Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les deux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have roads? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities on the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we will prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talked nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children to eat, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe, they change grades.
Okay, I should be audible by now. I apologize. I'm not in my studio, so let me see. All right, yeah, I can hear myself. Let me lower. Okay, folks, thank you very much. Please share this video as much as possible. We're on the roll, folks. We're on the roll. I am scheduled to attend the Boston District Convention here come 3-4 days, but I am already starting the trip. So we're on the roll. And so we will be discussing issue of importance to our country here tonight. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you for your traveling mercy. Lord, thank you for the traveling mercy you poured on us. We appreciate it. Thank you. Lord, we also want to thank you for all that you do and continue to do for us. We thank you. Give us wisdom as we come out here again tonight to discuss what is important to our people and also watch our tongue. My Lord, we ask you to bless the country of the Republic of Liberia. We ask you to bless the leaders of the Republic of Liberia. We ask you to bless the opposition leader of the Republic of Liberia. My Lord, the election is on hand, and we put Liberia in your hands. And I know because of your guidance, we just missed a little bit the last time, and you were able to intervene quickly for good ahead to prevail. We said thank you. Thank you for your intervention. We will always come to you. When we see something that is not right, we will run to you because you are our Father. Who else can we run to protect us and guide us, especially in this time? My Lord, we ask you to continue to guide the process. Only through you that everything is possible. And because of that, we will always come to you for guidance. And we're doing so again tonight. Liberia is in your hands. The people of Liberia, they are in your hands. Please guide them. Guide them. Guide the system. My Lord, we ask you to bless the host country who has given us the opportunity and the protection to be alive and do what we have to do. With your blessing, we are here. Thank you. I ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, let's go ahead very quickly here. Samson told Liberia Public Radio. Yeah, well, all right. Yeah, you were in Liberia. You started it. I was saying you were in Liberia, and you want to make flour every day. Every day, I come on air, you make flour. I come on air, you make flour. What? Yeah, my people. Ah, I wanna let me ask you a question. I want to Willis what's his name? Spoon. Willis Stanton Spoon. Does he make plan with people then? He the CEO. Them other CEO we got. My goodness, the kind of plow he can bring up with me and that he said, what? Yeah, man. Ah, seriously? Suspicion of with you big time. What did I do? Oh my goodness, folks. Samson told Bro Pub Radio. We want to thank all of you again for following. Please, analysts, if you got this message, please join us here very shortly because we're out of time, we're out of our element, and of course we're going to be talking, but we're out of our element. We don't have all of the supporting goodies that we usually come up with, and who knows? This is not mine, so let me go ahead and clear the studio a little bit because this is other people think, other people internet stuff like that. So, but anyhow, please, we will open the line up here very quickly tonight. Oh my goodness, I can't even do that. I can't open the line. I can't open the line because I have. Oh my goodness, that's one thing I left out. Geez, how do I do that here? Okay, okay. I don't have all of my tools with me, and I never thought of that. Okay, but anyway, it was because of that, because of the fact that you will not be able to participate fully with us tonight, except for your writing on Mr. George. We're out of town. Mr. George, join us quickly. Join us quickly. Mr. Malley, if you're listening, join us quickly. Let's make this thing, wrap it up, and get out of here because we're out of town. We're not in our studio tonight, so please. But anyhow, let's move on. So the election in Liberia, from all indication, the folks are running campaign. But one of the things many Liberians are concerned with, and myself included, is this bravado that is coming from the opposition as well as the imposition, who is the sitting government, that is. The idea of Donald Trump style campaigning, I'm not too sure if it's going to work for us. They are now going around the opposition, as well as the government. They're going around claiming one term victory, first time victory. In other words, the first round victory. So if all of them claiming first round victory at this time, what will happen if none of them get the first round? I think these people, if we're not careful, folks, they're laying out the groundwork for serious disagreement. Because in order for you to lay out and tell the Liberian people that you are going to win the first round, first you must have the statistic to show, you must have done your homework to show that yes, this is possible. How can a opposition claim that at the same time the government is claiming the same thing, my people? For some reason, and tonight I'm not. It has nothing to do with who I'm backing. It has nothing to do with who I'm backing. I can back Timbuktu. It doesn't matter. I will be truthful and be honest here from my perspective, what I think. Now, these people, the politician, including our own father, Honorable Ambassador Bakai, who is very old enough and very much experienced, who has been involved in many government activities and what have you. And so from 1980 up to this point, Ambassador Baka is well experienced of the in and out of all of our conflict, of everything Liberia. He is well experienced, well positioned. And Ambassador and President Weah also not that much experience, and not that when I'm talking about experience, I mean involvement and what have you. He was playing football, but at the same time, his mindset about Liberia and the concern for Liberians was always weighing on him ever since he was in Europe. So he's always, every time you've seen an interview with President Weah, the war situation in Liberia, his people are suffering. He always. So these two people, they are quite versed in what has happened to us. And they cannot tell me that the main conflict in Liberia was brought about because of election. And yet they are. Both sides claiming first round victory. I'm not too sure if they're doing it to entice their supporters. But in fact, I would say the opposite. I would claim that the opposite end of it. Because if you're claiming that, you're also telling your supporters that there's no reason for them to work hard. Because you already assured them that you're going to have a first round victory. This is the kinds of thing the opposition and the government, their mouthpiece, are talking, and they're not even realizing what they're doing to themselves. But that's besides the point. My concern is, I know, and they know, many of our conflicts have come from leaders, corruption, but mainly the civil war. You will claim it that it stems from the issues of an election. And here we are. I sit on here every night when I come on. I pray, and I will continue to pray that God continue to guide us, to guide the system. And here we are. These people continue to go out and bring out issues, make these claims that have, you know where I'm going with this. All I can do is pray to God. But these people must stop this thing here. They should stop the issue of claiming first round victory. Campaign. All you have to do is campaign. But claiming first round victory, for me, is very scary and very concerning. Because now, by you claiming first round victory, and if you don't get the first round victory, what will you say to your supporter? What will you say to the entire population who will be expecting you to win the first round, and you don't get the first round? So what does that say? Ground for what? Ground for what? Cheating. They got to stop this thing here. You if you want a first round victory, you don't have to announce it to us. Just campaign as hard. Just go out and campaign as hard as possible. And then once you get a first round victory, so be it. But coming out and announcing it, you're putting us in a position, those of us who consider ourselves a political junkie, the liberal progressive, folks, as you can see now, the liberal is standing alone. All of the conservative, they run away. They're not coming. The Minnesota politician, he ain't able to put foot. And the other conservative call himself CEO conservative, he's not here. He can't come. Even George, far right, central right, conservative, he can't come. He's talking over there in Cummings, how do you call it, Atlanta. They can't come. And they PhD, Amos Sawyer, Dr. Tipote, Dr. Family, he can't come. And the CDC man, Walter Carter, who come here and clean everything is good. In fact, as far as CDC is concerned, they can't put foot, they can't put their own foot in their mouth. He's here. They can't come now. I'm here. The liberal is standing up. So when I come to you and said, believe the liberal, when I say these things, I'm very truthful. And because of that, I'm standing. Let them come now. I'm waiting. I'm out of town, of course, but I'm waiting. Who coming in? Oh, okay. That I like that one. Yeah. They want me. I don't want to. I was scared there for a minute. I was making big money. Somebody show up. I said, oh, but no. Let me bring it on. Folks. Let me bring this young man on. Terry, thank you for saving the day. Look, folks, you know these things. On a very serious note, I was running my big mouth. Okay, you know, nobody coming, join, Mr. Sewing, and then, you know, in the background, somebody coming and you can hear cling. And I heard cling. I said, who is that? Terry, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us, my brother. We appreciate it. We're out of town. We're not at our studio tonight. And so we're here having this conversation. There are two things on my mind. One is the opposition, including as well as the government, claiming this, going around claiming, making a pronouncement of first round victory. For me, as a liberal and as a concerned citizen, I think they're setting themselves up and setting Liberian us for a serious problem. Because if they don't get that first round victory, what does it mean? Can they come back and claim cheating, which will put us in problem? Or is it because they are unable to work hard to achieve the first round victory? Does it mean that they are unable to campaign and convince the citizenry to follow them and get the first round victory? Either way, it doesn't look good. But these people, they go around claiming that without realizing that perhaps besides the conflicting part of it, besides what I expect that might lead us to some serious, I pray to God it doesn't happen. But besides that, I also saying that if you do that and you are not successful, then that means you are unable to govern and are unable to present your case to the Liberian people. And these people, especially the president we are, and Ambassador Bakar, especially Ambassador Bakar, who has witnessed many of our conflicts since 1980, and perhaps also have some serious knowledge of where these things start, how they came about. So for him, as well as President Weah, who I said was overseas playing football, but Liberia was always on his mind. Liberians, they are concerned of the citizen of Liberia. Even when he was at the height of his football, he was always concerned about Liberia and Liberians. But yet they are now, both of them, claiming first round victory. That's a concern for me. And the other thing I haven't touched on yet is this election. And Liberians all over have the right. The Constitution gives you the right. You have to get setting the Constitution characterize who supposed to seek what office and at what age, all those kinds of good stuff. So as long as you're Liberian and qualify under the Constitution, you have the right to seek whatever office you want to seek. But for us, Liberian, we're in a unique position. We're coming from war. And because of the failure of past government, including this government, it's not so much of bringing war crime court for punishment. I don't believe in that. You heard me arguing with Mali here all the time. I don't believe in that kinds of punishment. I believe in redemption. But when these people come out and whatever they are accused, they come out and plead to the Liberian people for forgiveness. Then they can seek whatever. Once they're forgiven by Liberian people, they can go and seek presidency, whatever they want to seek. Okay, but because of the failure of the past government and this government to bring this case to the front page of Liberian newspaper, the front page of Liberian face and what have you, you got people who committed serious, who according to information, have committed serious crime, are now seeking higher office. The like of Ronald Duo in Nima County, now using his ability to fight and kill Liberian, who was also, let me be quickly to say here, was defending his people, because his people that he were also defending were being killed. So I'm not, but if you put yourself in that position as someone who defends your people to kill other Liberians, all of those things must be explained to the Liberian people. Samson told should not be the one to explain. But now he's saying, according to the report, that Prince Johnson only fought for 9 months and he fought for 14 years. And that Prince Johnson had to give him 18 years to serve. And therefore it's time now for him, for the Nibadian to give him, take Prince Johnson out and put him in there because of his war contribution to the war. For me, I'm not going to go into what he did and what he didn't do. Those are things that Liberia need to discuss. But those are the two things that I have. And I was just wondering what would be Mr. George, if you can join us. Mr. Mali, if you're listening, join us. Sissy, I know you guys are busy, but join us. I'm out of town. I'm not in my comfort of my studio tonight. So that's why I'm very grateful for Terry to be here. But Terry, what do you make of my two concerns and what is on your plate?
Yeah, your two concern is very, very concerning. All right. And in my opinion, for the first point you raise is I think it's just a political strategy. All right. To just, like I know that the Unity Party people are claiming that they won a one-round victory. I don't think they are saying that it's going to be one round for them, but they are saying that they are advocating or they are campaigning for the country, for the supporters to give them a one-round victory.
So they're not
Likewise,
claiming
CDC,
they're not claiming first round victory instead of second round. They just claiming one round victory. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it's not a claim. They're not claiming one-round victory. They are campaigning for one-round victory. Likewise, CDC. CDC, on the other hand, is they are projecting a one-round victory. But for me, because I know some people will say, no, that is not what it is. But what I've seen from the Unity Party people, they are campaigning and advocating for the people to give them one-round victory. It's different from claiming one-round victory. If you say you're claiming one-round victory, it means that you are sure that you're going to get one-round victory, which
But
I
they're not.
agree with you.
I don't mean
That,
to interrupt, but they're not only saying one round. They said the first round because usually, like election, specifically the presidential election, is first and second round. The
yeah,
first
sure.
round, nobody get all. Nobody get how do you call it? The 50+1. So they go for the second round. But now Unity Party and CDC are claiming first round victory, that they will not they will win the first round by getting 50+1, thereby eliminating the process of having second round. So when they do that, what I'm saying is when they do that, then they lock all of us into their thinking that they will be first round. And I'm saying if there is no first round victory for either party, then what should we think? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. Actually, it's like even if there is not a first round, it happened during Ellen time in 2011. Ellen was claiming first round victory. United Party was claiming first round victory that they're going to win this thing. That is why they brought everybody on board. But it did not go that way. It went to the second round, and everybody saw it. So, you always approach the election with a positive perspective. You don't want to go to the election and say, oh, you might win or you might lose, or we want to go to the second round. Everybody is going to be advocating and campaigning for a first round victory because anything can happen in the second round. So from my perspective, I don't think that is a matter of concern when it comes to people being afraid that if things do not go the way they're projecting or claiming, that means there will be chaos. I think that is what you're trying to drive at.
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
not so?
Yes. Yes.
So in my opinion, I don't think that is the case because it have always been happening. Even in the past, CDC too believed that they were going to get first round victory in 2011. It never worked that way. All right. And that have been going on and on in our election. So, but everybody approached the electoral process with a mindset of wanting to win the first round. Unfortunately, most of the time it don't happen. Only Charles Taylor won first round victory overwhelmingly in Liberia. Other than him, I don't see anybody since Liberia have been going through the electoral processes.
One
I
man,
don't
one
see.
vote.
Yeah,
Because
I
of
don't
this
see.
liberal, one man, one vote.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so there are 22, I think 22 candidates, if I'm not mistaken, in the race. It is obvious that everybody is going to take a piece. All right. So the only thing that I'm looking at that it might likely fall into, there will be a high competition is because Prince Johnson is not in the race. Prince Johnson in 2011, Prince Johnson was in a race. So 2011, Prince Johnson really gave Unity Party hard time. That was the reason why Unity Party did not secure the first round victory because of Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson gave them hard time. And likewise in 2017, Prince Johnson gave them hard time again. All right. So because of the factor that Prince Johnson is going as a senatorial candidate, there's a possibility, there might be a slight possibility that whosoever side Prince Johnson is on might secure a first round victory. But I cannot say they should claim it.
I like that. I like that. Yes, yeah, I like that. Yeah. You see, that's why I like about you. Yeah. Thank you. Well, folks, I'm clapping for him, not because he said Unity Party will get that. Not why I'm clapping for him because he being, I like the way he can speak. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You got the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
so
Winter Carter were to come on here, that's going to be a different issue. But go ahead, you have the time, Terry. You got the time.
yeah, so you see, but for the second aspect of your point or what your talking point tonight in regards to Roland Duo, I
Right.
myself heard it, but we got to understand: is he running as an independent candidate or is he running with a political party? Because I have been hearing that he's flowing with the CDC-led government and all of that. So we got to understand: is he going as an independent candidate or is he going is he going under the umbrella of a political party? If he's going as an independent candidate, it's up to him. He have the right as a Liberian to run. All right, that is his right. But given the fact of his past record, like we've been talking, that everybody is going to vote on past record. So, given the fact of his past record, I really doubt that the people from Nima County will vote for Roland Duo. I really doubt that. But if
I
he's going,
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. But if he's going under the umbrella of a political party, then we should have a problem with that, with the political party that is carrying him, especially if it's the ruling party, then
Yeah.
that is an issue. But again, they may come up and say, oh, Prince Johnson and all of that. So, they have the right. But take, for example, how can you say that because Prince Johnson fought war and you fought for 14 years, so they should, that a solid or requirement for you to be elected? I don't
Right.
think so. So
Right.
I think that the Bidens can use their own wisdom to be able to make a decision if and only if it is on that particular platform he's running to be senator. I mean, yeah,
Right.
to be senator. So, yeah.
For me on Roland Duo, I am not here to cast any kinds of stone. I'm not going to be the first to cast stone because the Civil War affected all of us, and many of us we might not be the one to carry the guns, but some of us were on the ground supporting. So we all took sides. There's nobody, no, like except if you are like at this age, maybe 30 or 40 years old, then perhaps you shouldn't be that much responsible because at that time you were very young and many of the time you were trying to do whatever it is to defend yourself. But those of us that are older enough, and so many of us that were in the diaspora, were supporting our own. And this supporting your own here, that the war has caused us to take. Pretty much during the war, we took sides, and this is deep. There was an incident Terry, there was an incident uh, day before yesterday. What's today? Wednesday. So day before yesterday was Monday. In the Nigeria community, we have a young man. When I will call his name because he's my son. They call him Prince Dubber. He has his own talk show, and so he put on the not his talk show, but on his page, he put one of the fighter during the Civil War, put his picture up and claimed that he was a hero. And that brought in. I read the whole. I mean, I followed the people writing, and Grand Gideon was disputing and agreeing with Prince Dover. It was unbelievable things that these people were saying for and against. Then this is what I'm saying, because we do not have the means to de-traumatize. I think many of us are still stuck in that. And as we try to mask it, to put a face of civilized way beyond, but deep inside of us, it's still there. These people, many of them young, just like you, but they had a pretty much disagreement and agreement with Prince Double, calling this guy hero. Other people were not in favor of that. And it was the other people were asking Prince Double, let us don't discuss this thing right now. This is not the time. And Prince Double is saying, this is what I want to say, and you can't stop me. And I'm also sure if you were to bring Roland Duo in the Nima community and say, let's discuss it, you're most likely going to have people who are against and for. And this is what we've been saying to the government. Liberians are ready for this type of conversation. They have resolved themselves not to go against each other anymore. But you cannot have the likes of Roland Duo and other people that participated fully in the war to say, I want to be this. I want to be part of the leadership structure of Liberia. When you have these kinds of stuff. And then you have people in Monrovia that will walk by somebody they saw committed a heinous crime against them, and they're walking past each other in the street of Monrovia. These things happen. But yet still, this government and the past government, specifically the past government, was so wrong in not trying to resolve this issue. And it's still there. It's still there. But I think that's the only concern that I have. But as far as I'm concerned, Roland Duo, if he's liked by Nibadian, they will make that decision. But on strictly on politics, on the political line, I don't see anybody defeating Prince Johnson. Nobody gonna defeat Prince Johnson. So Roland Duo can just forget it. He can say Prince Johnson was in how do you call it, Nigeria, enjoying himself and things like that. But nobody gonna defeat Prince Johnson. He truly had a stranglehold on Nima politics, to be honest with you. But what's on your plate? The people that I named here earlier, let me repeat myself because I'm not talking in bubbles or anything like that. Let me repeat myself. The far right, they're scared of the liberal. The central right, scared of the liberal. The Minnesota politician, scared of the liberal. Because I've always said they are the Minnesota. Well, I'm very close to Minnesota, so I gotta be very careful here. I'm close to them. I don't want people coming knocking on my door. But the northern politician and the central U.S. northern liberal, we can't count on them when there's an issue. We can't count them. Look at Joe Manchin. Is he a liberal or what? We don't know. But that's what I'm saying. They call themselves liberal, but when it comes to liberal issue, that people like the liberal progressive will stand on. These people, you can't count on them. And so they can't. They won't come on tonight. They will not come on because and this other young man, Miles.
Yeah.
He soon to be PhD. He grew up in the club of Dr. Sawyer, in the club of Dr. Tipote, in the clubs of Dr. Famula, and people like Du Macy. When he comes on again, listen to the way he will explain himself. His way of explanation or explaining things, it's like he think we're still in Liberia, where the progressive were in control of the street. And that's how he tried to explain to you. He explained to you without giving you room to dissect or to digest what he's giving you. And then at his closing, he'll say, this is what they take it. And that's what the progressive used to do to us. But people will not come on tonight. So Terry, what's on your plate? What's on your plate, sir?
Yeah, I think you have two fun points tonight to talk about. And to add to what you were saying, I think that President Weah, in my opinion, could have been, all right, the reconciler, all right, the reconciler. He could have been that guy that would have reconciled
Terry.
both
I'm not here to.
sides.
Yeah, but that one there part. Let me push you a little bit on that one. The mother of the war, the person who stole Liberia, level Monrovia, I will rebuild. The person he come to reconcile that a young man, and my own uncle, Ambassador Bakai. They, like I said here from the beginning, Ambassador Bakai, he's if Liberians were to elect Ambassador Bakai and not put it in a bubble, I believe his experience has informed him how to unite Liberians, because he knows exactly what happened.
Mr. Tool,
Yeah.
you on point. You on point. You see, let me tell you something that many people don't want to talk about. They're afraid to talk about it, but they want to talk about it, but they can't talk about it, or they have not talked about it.
And that's why the liberal is here. Yeah. He's not
That's
afraid.
why the liberal is here.
Yeah.
Right. They fear that Ambassador Boyka is a troublist. That is what many people don't want to talk about. And that is why the people want to vote for Ambassador Boyka.
Yeah.
And because there is a fear in the American Liberians who claim they were American Liberian, or they are, that Ambassador Boyka is a troublist.
Yeah, let me interrupt you a little bit. There ain't no country business anymore. We have everyone. Who the Congo people right now? Nobody. Baba John. Nobody doing Baba John business right now. You bring pure Congo men right now. They must say having conversation. You know, I have a brother. My brother, he over there in Houston, half Congo, half country. So when I bring her, he said something to her. What are you talking about? Did you not eat my mom cornbread? You are not eating Congo people food. What you bringing? He said he will always say there's no Congo country business anymore. So we all of us are Liberian now, you know. And this is why I'm saying. And let me talk about the president a little bit. You said that the president would be in a position to reconcile. I agree, but here's the thing. And I'm not, folks, those of you that are listening, I'm not saying President Weah is a little boy in a sense of little boy. He's the president. He's our president. He's my president. He's the father of the nation. But when it comes to these kinds of situations, the old man, our man, that say you must destroy the country, I say so. And when I come back as your man, I will fix it. She ain't fix it. Then that the little boy that were playing football, at the same time, crying for people to survive. Then that the one that will cry on and say, can't put all together. Then we're not serious. We must bring the old man back and say you work with the woman. That the woman spoil our country. You agree to work with us. You forced to bring us together. You're not bring that old man back in here. You're not elect this old man and say, oh man, you know our trouble. You know the thing we went through. You know everything about us. You work with Doe. Doe then take the brought coup in Liberia. You don't run away from there. You work with Doe. You know the inside and outside of everything. Bring Khan here. Can't lead us. We must force the old man to can't lead us. Bring him on. Say, okay, you're the president now. Fix us. Let the old man come fix this thing here. You can't push the old man, the one who have the more knowledge, away, and you bring somebody who just real little bit knowledge, but not real underground knowledge, and you say, how the man will fix yours? You can't fix. You will only fix the little thing you know. But the old man got
The liberal,
everything.
you putting fire into now.
Oh
But
yeah,
actually,
of course. Now the
actually,
old men know everything. So
yeah.
we must. I even say we must elect you. I say we must force him to be our president and say come fix us. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you just hit the nail, the hammer on the nail. But actually, like what I was saying, there is one reason why President Weah could have done that. All right, and there is another reason why Ellen, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf couldn't have done that because, like you just said, right, she brought the war. Everybody saw. She said, bring down the mansion. We had a slogan that says, "The pen is more powerful than the gun." So Ellen is 100% part of everything that went on in Liberia when it comes to the war. So she couldn't have brought stability. And you saw what she did when she came to power. You saw what she did with the people in Granger. She marginalized them. She suppressed them for 12 years. Those people are very strong. I must give it up to them. All right. She jailed some of them and all because of something that transpired in her life. So she was so much hurt. And I believe she still is. So it's very difficult for her to reconcile that because she brought in the TRC and everybody thought that was a good thing. But it did not yield the results it was supposed to yield for the intention of the program. So it really did not help to reconcile Liberia. Instead, it brought more division and speculation. All right, which was not good. So we looked at President Weah to see whether if the soccer player who did not partook in the war would have come to bring some level of reconciliation. Unfortunately, President Weah could not. Because you see, like I was talking the last time, there's
But
a simple
let me before you go ahead and finish your thought. Finish your thought, then I'll push back
no,
on
you
that.
can
Okay. Yeah, go
come in.
ahead. Okay, let me come in. The reason let me push back on this here. Let me push back, and people might think, say, I'm not a sedition. You can call me undercover, overcover. I don't care, but I'll be truthful. President Weah, yes. You see, well, let me go down there again. I'll go to that route again tonight. Liberians, specifically the educated Liberians. I'm going to remove Ambassador Baka out of it because Ambassador Baka, having served 12 years, it was his duty, it was his responsibility to seek the office of the president after serving 12 years as vice president because he has the experience and he knows exactly what the government was going through. And if he were to be elected, he would have just pick up from what it is and fix what was not done or what was missing. Now, let me get back to President Weah. President Weah, as we all, everybody, including me, we all knew sooner or later he was going to be president of the Republic of Liberia.
Right.
There is nothing to stop him. Now, these so-called advocates who wants to fix the thing in Liberia, they missed the boat. They should have put himself around President Weah when he was seeking the office and say, my brother, we've been watching you. We know you have the ability to play football, but this one year is a little bit different. And we are here to work with you, to guide you. But these are some of the things that you need to do for you to be successful with Liberians and Liberian politics. President Weah would have been glad to have those kinds of knowledgeable people around him. But what did they do? They decided to push him away. I'm getting ready to point to my stuff. I mean, different. I thought I was in studio. I have a pamphlet written by Dr. H.B. Formula, Dr. Formula Jr. Okay. In that, he claims Samuel Toy is a football boot toter. And the man who wants to be president, he doesn't have the intellect. His intellect is on his feet. They push him away. They push him away. Instead of them coming to say, let's work with you, they push him away. Who went towards him? Who gravitated towards him? The like of how do you call it? Imaya Shah. Imaya Shah, who has been into many of these offices,
Yeah.
and many Liberians believe, true or not, that he's there for himself. So
Mm.
people like the like of Imaya Shah, they decided, we'll help you, my man. We'll help you begin. They said, come for Papa. So he rushed to them because he needed help. He
Yeah.
rushed to them. Those people who have the clear knowledge of what was happening, if they were to be in Dr. Weir Corners today as president, we won't have these kinds of issues. And many of these people, they're old now. They're not going to go do anything anymore. So yes, another issue here. They're not even saying anything with Ambassador Baka either, because they believe Ambassador Baka is well informed in that area. So
Yeah, but Mr. Toe,
for you now to say that President Weir has the opportunity to bring it just not for me, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But go ahead.
yeah, you see, in no way, to be honest with you, that those guys would have accepted President Weir. Because, first of all, you must understand that the likes of Burma family them have been legendary in the political landscape of Liberia. So they would never accept a man like George Weah to be president over them. Because it didn't happen for them. All right. So they expected it to have happened for them. So the likes of President Weah, obviously they would not accept.
I
But
agree with you.
President
So what I'm
Weah,
going to say on that quickly before you
but
continue, please. What I'm going to say on that before you continue, I agree with you. Then, for me, somebody who considered themselves a foot soldier were fooled for years because these people are putting. I thought they had Liberia above themselves. But the statement you're making, which most likely is the correct one, then they're having Liberia above. I mean, they're having themselves above Liberia, and unacceptable. And God said, not sleeping. So go ahead.
Mr. Toad, they have always been them. Take, for example, whoever expected Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to behave the way she behaved when she had the government for 12 years? Everybody knew her to be that advocate that spoke against corruption and all of that. When she came to power, look at what she did. Look at some of the things she did. All right. And up to now, we're still suffering from the damages she caused. So, you never know the true nature of a person until they receive power. And that is what is very important for you to know what kind of temperament your leader have. Because I believe that Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had the temperament of a choleric. She's a rocket choleric temperamental person. These people, they are authoritative.
What kind of BB boy you not bring my show you doing as well? But
Anyway,
man, what? Yeah, I talking real. What I say? You coming here with collaborate? What? Yeah, I say, my people. Where the other boogman guy here? Where the Minnesota politician, the other boogman? You're not here today. But go ahead, finish
anyway,
your book statement.
so President Weah should have been that guy, but again, President Weah to have similar temperament. President Weah is not a guy that is going to allow somebody to tell him what to do. President Weah will be the person that will tell you what to do instead of you telling him what to do. And that is the temperament of a choleric. They are authoritative and they have weaknesses. Most of them always end up being president and being leaders. But they forget to understand the weakness. They forget to deal with the weakness. And that is one of the reasons they are very stubborn people, because they believe in the agenda and the goal. They believe that whatsoever they carry out is supposed to become successful. And many times, not everything they do becomes successful. So, unlike Madam President or Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, everybody expected her to have done well because of her many years of advocacy and the war and all of that. But she failed, even though she did some things. But what people expected her to have done, she did not do it. So people decided to trust President Weah. Unfortunately, President Weah came to the table without the desire to also reconcile the country. He came to the table and became this president that only see his government to be a party government, CDC
But
government.
okay, all right. First of all, let me welcome Solomon Howard watching us from Secretary, Nima County, where I think all the book people from Nima County come from. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who is a true book people from Nima County, that person from Secretary, I say so. That's my opinion. But anyway, let's go on. Let's go on. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, Solomon. We appreciate you all the way from Secretary. But let me say this here. Let me say this here. President Weah, yeah, all of the things you're saying, yeah, well, those are your opinion. We accept that as well. But let me push back a little bit. And that is the president, why if he's, and I'm just speculating at this point, why if the president thought to himself, yeah, I want to reconcile. But how can I reconcile the people when they don't even have road to drive on to go from farm to this place? How can I reconcile the people when they don't even have food to eat? How can I reconcile the people when they don't even have hospital? I say y'all come together when they start dancing together now. Where they will go after that? So what if he were thinking in that sense? To say reconciliation here is good, but I think since Liberians are together now on the face of it, perhaps we need to attack other important issue right now, and not necessarily what I just named, but something to that effect. What if he was thinking like that? Is he wrong? I know you're coming to
Well,
come. I know you're coming by here and knock me with a big stake over my head for putting my foot in my mouth again tonight. But go
no,
ahead.
you did not. But
Okay.
actually, yeah, that also is part of reconciliation. Development is part of reconciliation. But the problem with President Weah is that he did not really tackle Liberia major problem that brought the war, that even brought uh, uh, all this that destabilized the country
Some
and made
such,
people to
such
not
as
be reconciled.
some of them.
Like I always say on this platform, Liberia major problem have been corruption. If you listen to President Doe, the reason why he killed the 13 men on the pool was because of corruption. A government became more corrupt, and that was why the war came. All right, the war did not come because President Doe rigged election. The war came because there was a systemic corruption in President Doe government that the people could not just stand, and that is why the war came. The reason why people denigrated Ellen government is because they said Ellen was corrupt. And now we're coming back to the same thing. So Liberia problem have been corruption, but to reconcile Liberia, from my perspective, a soccer player could have been very easy for him because he's a soccer player. So what you have done, the county meat league, all right, that is a very, 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 very nice era that I thought President Weah could have used to his disposal to really start to bring a reconciliation through the county meet, all right, and other things, other jamborees, like creating recreation centers in those various counties, and making these people to come together to be one, moving into the counties regularly, having
But
town
then,
hall meetings, you
let me
know.
see. Yeah, I'm on. But let me push back on this. President Weah, he's individual, one person. Even though I know many Mikey, they're gonna be pushing back on me here tonight, big time. That's okay. He's an individual. He brought in people to help. When will we try to apportion the blame of what is missing in this government to some of these people? We always say the buck stops with the president, which is correct. But if somebody, President Weah, you have to also understand his mindset, I hope. That being of soccer player, what was his position all these years? He receive and distribute and score. He does not go only one or two times. He has gone to the back, bring the ball all the way out. And so with that kinds of mindset, those who gonna be working for the president, not just go to work and make the money, study the man. Who is he? Why is he bringing me on? What do I need to do for him to be successful? Many of these people were not thinking like that. They were just there
Yeah,
to
but
get the money. So
yeah, but
why can't, and they are Liberian as well. So
mhm.
why can't we say these people have also failed us, not just failed the CDC government, but they have failed us? Why can't we say that?
The reason we can say that is because he is the president who appointed them. He has the power to fire them. So if you notice that this man is not
You're
performing,
not sure again tonight. Again, I'm putting my foot in my mouth again. Well, you ever? Yeah, go ahead, but that's okay.
if you notice this man is not performing, you fire the man. But you leave the man in the position, and obviously, if the man do not perform, it's going to fall on you. They will say, "President, we are government." Like how they accusing Honorable Joe Barker for President Ellen Johnson selling mistakes, and that is what Honorable Joe Barker was not elected as president after Ellen's 12 years because they said the failure of Ellen government, you are also guilty of that. So anybody under President Weah will be found guilty President Weah will be found guilty if he is to be found guilty of anything in his government. His cabinet ministers are going to be affected likewise. So it is his responsibility to make sure that things go the way he wanted to go, even if he don't understand it. That you see, that is one of the things that President Doe started to do, but unfortunately for him, it was very late. President Doe hired a personal teacher that would teach him governance or government because he did not understand government. And I think that is one of the major things that President Weah is lacking. All right. And I thought that over the period of 6 years, he would have understood that. Because in order for you to fire people, in order for you to employ people, you have to understand how the ministries, the various ministries, how they work. You have to understand how government works. If you don't know how government works, you will not know what you need to do to take actions when people are not doing their job. All right. And that is what it is. So I think that if President Weah would have revamped the TRC program, which you just outlined previously on the show, that talk about the era of reconciliation and retribution, because there are some families that need retribution. All right, then you will begin to see reconciliation taking place in the society gradually. Because for healing and reconciliation to take place, I think it will have to do with a period of time. And you have to have a tribal person. That is why Ambassador Barker, people is expecting for him to be the one to reconcile the Liberians back to themselves, back, to be one, because he's much older than everybody.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But he is a traditional man.
Yeah, I agree with you now.
The Liberians need healing traditionally. They need healing traditionally on a traditional level.
Right.
Because the reason why today we see people are making Senator Prince Johnson senator again is because of fear. Mm-hmm. It's because of fear. The Nevadans are afraid. So the one hero they got, they always want to submit to the hero because they feel that if we let this guy go down, what if something will occur? What become of us? So it's because of fear, because they know the damages that both the crime group and the Geo group, that there is no the healing have not yet taken place. These two people are still far apart. And I thought that would have been, that would have been one of President Weah's legacy that he would have thrived on. I thought that would have happened.
Okay, folks. As I said, this is LPR Samson Toe out of his element this evening. Way out somewhere, not too far from, from the northern Minnesota politician. I'm not too far from him, but we're here. And I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. I have with me here Terry, a very young man, smart, very smart. And a couple of times he had made me to realize that I put my foot in my mouth again tonight. But that's okay. I have the ability to take the foot out. But let's talk about CDC a little bit. Wow. You might say, wow. Colin is very brilliant. Of course he is. That why you think LPR go get in? You think we come and get FCC here on our show? No, I beg you. I already FCC. Why come and bring another FCC on the show? I gotta bring brilliant people on. Well, thank you. But anyway, let's look at CDC now. Give us some and I'm not going to call Mali's instead of perspective, but his personal perspective. So
Subjunctive.
subjective. I
Subjective.
don't want you to give me your subjective analysis here tonight.
I think Mali gonna come for you tonight.
No people are scared of me, man. They're scared of me. They can't come. They're scared of me. They know me. They know the liberal. They're scared of me. But anyway, I want you to be a little bit objective here. Take yourself from the realm of supporter of Ambassador Baka. What do you think CDC, if they seriously want to win at this time, what do you think they need to do to be successful?
Well, to be honest with you, that's a very difficult question because, to be honest with you, the timing interval is running out. All right, but one of the things that CDC government lacking is the ability to be open and transparent with the people. Yeah, I listened to Samuel 12 talking Tabata today again. I told you about this guy. Now, this guy is one of President Weah's major problems. And if President Weah would have dealt with this guy long ago, like President Weah could have might, the Liberian people might have changed their mind. But I think President Weah is still popular. President Weah is loved by the Liberian people. Everywhere he goes, Liberian wants to see him. Like I said, right? President Weah had so much opportunity to capitalize on his soccer career. Then his son, President Weah's son, soccer career alone is a boost for him politically. But he's not understanding from that other dimension. And I don't know why, but I don't see them really looking in that dimension. But I think President Weah should have been very transparent to tell the Liberian people, say, you know what, I made some serious mistakes. All right? But I'm begging you, give me another term, and I can promise you guys, I can assure you that I will be able to recuperate some of the mistakes that I made, because I came to this thing, I really did not understand a lot of things. But now I understand what the Liberian people need. I can assure you people that when you give me when you give me 6 more years, I will do better. And the actions we need to start taking is by firing major people and by initiating quick justice.
But he said when they give him 6 more years, he will hire student gonna be employed.
People will say we don't trust that. That you see, that's
I don't even know where they're gonna get it. Where they're gonna get the money from to pay if they're gonna do add on the wage bill. Sometimes President, we have the people who advise. I don't know why they will make that kind of statement. You're still struggling to pay those who are employed now, and you're saying you're gonna make other people. You're gonna add on a bill, a wage bill. How are you going to resolve the payment issue? Giving them the job is not the stuff, but can you pay them?
That is a political statement, and you and I know that. The problem is, President, we need new set of leaders or cabinet, and one of those, we need a new, how you call it? Like today, I was listening to the Disenchanted Sedition. All right. President Weah have failed to reconcile the Disenchanted Sedition. And this guy was there babbling. He said a lot of things, accusing him of all kinds of stuff. All right, whether if it is true or not, but there are people that you have to reconcile, in your party in order for you to get the job done. You have to do that, or else. And this guy was boasting that they were responsible for President Weah, for Thomas Fala to lose in Montserrat County against Gareth Dillon, because they felt disenchanted and President Weah refused to reconcile them back to the party. And this guy remained loyal to CDC, and he said he will remain loyal to CDC even though he may support a different political candidate, but he will remain loyal to CDC until he dies. So these are people that President Weah need to pay attention to. I think President Weah is paying attention and listening to the wrong voices. When you are president, and that is what choleric like. They like for people to praise them. When you are a president, you have to be a person that will listen to criticism and you take advice from people that are loyal to you but do not agree with you. You got to listen to them too. And I think that is one of President we have problem. He always like to be hailed. He always like to be given the credit for doing things, giving the credit for doing things. And I also believe that was one of those problems of the late President Doe. All right. He used to allow people to tell him that he's good, he's doing well. Even when he's failing, they tell him that he's doing well. Like when I listened to Samuel Twain today talking those things he was talking, and if you look at that video very well, there were certain things that Samuel Twain said. Cloud, we are sitting by the president, look at the president with an honor eye and turn her face with any smile. And I knew exactly that statement did not go down well with them. So there are a lot of things, if you listen, your volume, I'm not hearing you. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I'm muted. What did he say?
Yeah, there was something he said about something he was saying that it just threw the whole thing out of proportion. All right, I will have to recap what he said, but when he said what he said, the president's wife turned to President Weah and looked at him and then turned her face, but she never smiled, she never laughed. Like somebody look at you with that kind of eye, knowing that what you're saying is not true. That's how it looked like to me, the body language from the president's wife. So when you go by, you listen to the video, you will see what I'm talking about.
Okay,
So
I'll look for the video.
So I think that President Weah's problem is he need to reconcile his base. The disenchanted seditions, he need to go back to them and fight to reconcile them. And President Weah need to take some drastic actions against certain cabinet ministers in his cabinet. All right, he need to fire some people. Like people are talking about Eugene Fagon. You fire Eugene Fagon for talking something about the vaccine, but you left Samuel Twain there in the position when he misused $25 million and many other monies. So other people will say, well, he's not transparent.
Okay, so let me ask you this about Ambassador Baka, political campaign style and what have you. You've been following, of course. Are you all happy with everything that is happening in his camp right now, including his movement, schedule, speeches, engagement? Are you all happy with that? And if not, what are those things that perhaps you think they need to do different?
Well, I think Honorable Burkhardt need to focus on the base that he is not welcome to that high esteem.
What do you mean base? Base of
the era, the counties that he's not popular in.
Which can you name those counties?
Yeah, Grand Jita, the Southeast.
Okay.
President, we are stronghold. Like one of the strategies that CDC tried to do, and I don't know if it's going to be successful. It might yield some result for them by going into Honorable Burkhardt stronghold, which is Lofa County, and planting a base there. CDC were able to successfully do that over the years. But unfortunately, Honorable Burkhardt have not been able to touch base with the Southeast. And now the Southeast is feeling vulnerable, but Ambassador Burkhardt is not being able to reach to them. So they might likely give the vote.
But why if Southeastern are feeling, oh, here comes Ellen protege, these are the people that jailed us. These are the people that forgot about us all these years. Here they come again. What if the Southeasterners started feeling like that and they start thinking it's better for me to stay with the devil that I know than the angel that will kind of suppress me again? How do Ambassador Baka and his people deal with that?
That's what I'm saying.
By the way, let me be ridiculous here now. Is Ambassador Baka inner circle and his government, is it all going to be a Lofa County government?
Obviously not. You can see from the team and the whole entire rescue mission is comprised of, in fact, the main VP is from Nima County. So all that thing people talking about.
I see in among his people, and if I'm wrong, please say so. I don't see Crown Man. I don't see Crew Man. I don't see Son of Grow Man. I don't see people from the southeast there. I don't see them. Many of them only on the ground. Like the Pupu Plantu, like Samson told them. Other than that, I don't see the hierarchy. I don't see any other people. Are they there?
Obviously, these people are going to all be included in the process. Like I said, like that, what I'm trying to say right now, all right, I'm highlighting some of our weaknesses that we need to work on, all right, because we need it because it's late right now. You don't have the time. It's raining. The roads are bad. Ambassador Boycott cannot leave from Monrovia to travel way over there. That is why Jeremiah Kuhn, if you see him, he's on the move. But
Okay.
I think that the groundwork from the Unity Party end should have been done long time ago, like what President Weah did, maybe about 2 years ago with Lofa County. I think, regardless, people will say a lot of things to you, but once you have something going on the ground and you visiting the people, you visiting the Southeast and giving them hope, rejuvenating their faith and their confidence, they will definitely fall to you. I travel in all those places. All right. During early time, people talking about even President Weah time, there is no road. During early time, we travel from the sea. I traveled from the sea to go to Pinkerton because there was no road. There was no road going to Grand Crew County. So I had to travel from Buchanan Port into Grand Crew County to go and try to do some work there. Because the road during rainy season down the road cuts. So and there are, in as much as people say the people in that area is feeling very disenchanted with the government CDC, they might likely vote for them again because I do not think and feel that they are feeling the presence of the rescue mission. And I think we need to really go in those areas too.
I see. Okay, folks.
But
Samson
other
told.
than that, I think we're doing well with the campaign team. I know that there are some people in the diaspora, Liberians, that were not selected to join the movement, to join the campaign team. But I believe that everybody, we are working for the betterment of our country. But there are some voices that are in the diaspora, especially in America, that are expected to actually be on the campaign team. But unfortunately, they were not there. But I would not want to really use that as a means to be weakness. I think that everybody can just get on board, and we just got to accept that.
So. Okay. All right. Let me take this call. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? I don't have my regular equipment here tonight, so we'll put the phone to my mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Thor and Terry, how you doing? This Amber.
Terry, can you
So
hear
how
you?
you doing, man?
Okay, yeah, he can
yeah.
hear you. All right, go ahead, Amber.
Yeah, I just got a couple of things I wanted to ask Terry first.
Okay.
Terry said something that just jumped caught my attention. Is he working in any government?
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me merge the other call. Terry, you heard that, but let me merge this other caller here. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, hold on. All right, Amber, are you there? Caller, just coming in. Please lower your volume of your monitor, please. Okay, Terry, you heard Amber's question. Can you answer that?
He's asking me if I'm working in any government.
Hold on, Terry. Caller 270. Please lower your monitor. I don't want to drop you. Caller 270 number. Okay. All right. You're not. Yeah. Okay. Call me back when you're ready. All right. Go ahead. Terry Amber is there. Go ahead.
Yeah, did he say if I'm working in any government?
What are you working?
Yeah, no, I'm not working in the government. I'm not working in any government.
Terry, hold on. Amber, go ahead. What's your question again?
My first question was I wanted to, because you just said it at the end of before you could start to get called. It sounded like somebody that worked in the government. Like he was a government official, but he was in a government.
No.
So did you work for the government before?
No.
Okay. No, he didn't.
Okay.
I worked in the religious sector all my life.
He said he worked in the religious sector all his life. Wow, the other God, man.
Okay, that's cool. I'm very happy that he's a religious person. But first Terry is being sarcastic with the president, meaning with the president.
He being me. He being me with the president.
No, the meaning.
Oh, the meaning to the president. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the meaning, because the way he referring to like a soccer player, and that tone sound like somebody that been trying to minimize his.
Come on now, Ambrew. Come on now, Ambrew. He didn't play soccer.
Yeah, but he plays soccer, but let's be honest. Yeah? I can describe President Weah as a soccer legend. With the tone I would say
Hold on, Ambrew. Hold on. Let me merge this color again. I hope this time they're ready. Okay, color. Okay, much better. Go ahead, Ambrew. Finish. No, the color. Hold on, Ambrew. Color. You just call. You got to lower your monitor because we can't hear ourselves. You see, I can hear the echo is coming from your end. Yeah, you hear it yourself? Somebody by you there having their stuff is not okay. All right, okay. All right, Ambrew said he's gonna go. Okay. All right, Ambrew, thanks. Okay. All right, Ambrew, thank you. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and deal with. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
all right, Ambrew, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. What's your name and what's on your mind? Because the echo is still there, but we'll deal with it. Go ahead.
I'm Cecilia Johnson.
Okay.
I'm calling to address the.
We're listening.
Good evening.
Yeah, we're listening to you.
To talk to the brother there with you, Mr. To.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Because his statement was that the war, it is because Samuel Doe was corrupt. Are you getting me?
Yeah, we're listening. Go ahead.
She's listening to herself. She needs to lower her monitor.
Yeah, well,
and that was the reason. Yeah, that was the reason of the war. That's all he had to say. So if Doe was corrupt, and that's what brought the war. Is he sure that's what caused Liberian people to die, for 250,000 people to die?
okay.
But then what's the point of having investigation? What is the point of setting up TRC to carry on investigation?
Okay.
Why they should bring international lawyers to look into the issue concerning the war that took place in 1990? Why would he say this kind of thing during the administration? During the administration, was anyone hungry? Did the children then used to go to school? There was shortage or anything? What are you lying for? Why would people care? So then why we not fighting war now? You said George Weah is corrupt. Why are we not killing ourselves now? This thing that happened in Liberia, is that a reason why 250,000 people would die because somebody was corrupt? Then what's about Todman, who spent 27 years in office? Then Liberia was supposed to be wiped out now. When you're ready to tour, you're going to take time.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right. Thank you. Terry?
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. We appreciate your comment. Thank you very much. Okay?
Mr. Tour is okay.
Okay.
You know where I'm coming from, Mr. Tour.
Thank you. So she included me into her. But that's okay. But no, Terry, and that's what I always say. When we come to these positions, when we come to these platforms and what have you, we have people who are connected. And so sometimes it's very difficult but go ahead and reply to this lady here. And that'll bring Ambrose back in here.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know if the lady really studied the history of Liberia, or maybe she don't understand. She's talking about people who are eating, people who are living, and all that. When they say you are corrupt, it doesn't mean people are not eating or people are not living. Corruption simply means, you know, the government denying the, you know, the government denying people the opportunity, to benefit from the natural resources the way they're supposed to. All right. And there are so many articles, there are so many facts that can be proving that President Doe government was corrupt.
you
So
see,
many facts.
before I bring in Ambrose, you see, Terry, this is one of the reasons why uh, those who are Liberians who are considered book people do not get along well with those of us who are not book people. Because in our mind, when you say somebody is corrupt, and we have seen people who are corrupt, what you just explained to us here, of course, that is a definition, and there are articles, there are newspapers, there are videos to show all of those things. But what if we don't see it like that? Then how do you explain? Because remember that Doe has kingsmen, Doe has relatives, Doe has friends, and they are still here. They still love him very much. So how do you try to explain to them that the fact that you say he was corrupt, and they might deem it as being demeaning, as being uh, um, um, somehow demeaning his character. How Ambrose, I'll bring you on here, but let me see if Terry can help us try so that those who are having some real bad feeling about this here, so they will understand. Terry, go ahead. How do you try to say, smoother voice or smoother
Yeah,
tone or smoother explanation, that perhaps they will say, okay, yeah, he doesn't mean disrespect to our leader, to our hero. Every one of
yeah.
us have our own
Actually,
hero.
right. Actually, I don't mean any disrespect, and I hope that people who think that way may reconcile to understand that I'm just speaking from facts. I'm not trying to denigrate the late president. I was one of those who said on many platforms that President Doe is one of the presidents that was successful in Liberia to do a lot of development. He did a lot of great work. That is why his picture is on the $50 note. As a matter of fact, Doe children and I went to school together. Rana Doe, Vani Doe, they were all my classmates in JJ Roberts when we were all young kids. All right. So, and they were the one that they were those that invited the two of them, Ronnie Doe and Ronald Doe. They invited me to go to the mansion. All right, when Doe was alive, and that was my first time seeing President Doe live. And Nancy Doe Pijo, she had that what drove me back home and dropped me home. So I'm not saying that Doe was a bad president or this kind of weird guy. No, I'm trying to stay based upon facts from the history of Liberia. That is the record that
Okay.
our kids will
Okay.
learn about President Doe. They will learn about the good he did. They will learn about the bad of his leadership. And
Okay.
like I said, every leadership in Liberia was corrupt from J.J. Robert time up to now. Every government that have been Liberia problem have been corruption.
Okay.
That is why I said earlier.
Thank you, Madam. If you're still listening, I hope that will ease your little concern. And I think we ourselves here on the platform will not want to degrade, whether it be Doe, whether it be Ellen, whether it be President Weah, or whether it be Honorable Bakai. We will not degrade anybody because of political reason, but we will be
Right.
factual. We will be factual based on documentations. So, but anyhow, let me bring in Ambrose. But what's on your mind, sir? Ambrose, are you still with me? Oh, you're speaking. I put it. I thought I was. How do you call it? I was at home on my studio work. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. One of my concern, Terry, just answer it because I do allegation. I wanted for you to verify what he really meant by that. But you see, the problem I have is like the Joseph Parker that he is defending. Joseph Parker never submitted himself to any audit. And we get a newspaper, something that don't fire him for $2 million corruption.
Oh, Terry. I mean, Amber, you're coming to sing. They sing old song over and over. You'll find something else to talk. They think yeah, we now come. We come back. We try to disabuse you guys over and over. But go ahead. You have the right to say it. I'm just. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. Terry is corrupt with no evidence. I have no article that saying that someone was corrupt. You have a newspaper. You see, they say the inquiry is wrong or the inquiry is wrong. Just a back end with it. Bring out.
Okay.
Maybe evidence that he was accused of corruption. That's why he was let go. Okay, my point is, in the end government, on numerous occasions, they were wanted to audit him. He never submitted himself to the audit.
Okay.
The audit general that I don't see him right now went to audit him and they never had a trade. Okay, let's go to another bigger issue. And if you live there, $12 million for 20 years, which people to almost 100 plus million, that it was not accounted for because it was the NGOs that were selling that money, that credit. So what happened to that money? When that money was spent, how that money was spent?
Okay.
In my next point, I'll end on this and I'll try and lay it up.
Okay.
Thank. Who was just a senator, have a file that we can point to. Joseph Parker, or FPLC, or agriculture minister, or we can locate a file that he made.
Okay. All right. Let me bring him on. Thank you. Thank you, Ambrose. Thank you very much. You always contribute to our conversation. Thank you very much. And let me bring Terry on, and so he can help us understand that as well. Thank you very much. All right. All right. Terry, you heard everything, or do I need to?
Yeah, I heard a little bit, but what you're
His
talking
his
about the
main
same
his
thing.
main his main thing is that you are on here able to elaborate on the corrupt behavior of other leaders, but yet still you and the supporters of Ambassador Bakai are still yet to explain why Ambassador Bakai, according to him, and he said there are newspaper report that he was fired because of corruption. There are newspaper report for Ambassador Bakai being fired because of corruption, but you cannot point to newspaper report about corruption in many of these political leaders or presidents that you name. So how can you say that? So what will be your explanation on that, sir?
Yeah, the thing is very clear. Uh, uh, Amos Toyer, Dr. Amos Toyer, the late, explained to us clearly that the firing of Mr. Boyka at the time, or Honorable Boyka, had nothing to, it was not on the foundation of corruption. All right. And I don't know if you listened to Amos Sawyer analysis on that particular thing. He said that was it was a witch hunt. All right. And he took the blame for firing Ambassador Boyka at that particular time. Nobody put it in your mouth. He just said it. All right. When article come up, the article that they referring to was a newspaper on the basis of allegation, almost like the same thing that all newspapers do regularly. They come up with allegations against you that they
Terry,
cannot prove.
Terry, it's the same newspaper that you're claiming to be allegation against your man. These are the same newspaper that also come out and corruption charges or corruption allegation against other people that you naming to be fact. So how do you?
That's what I said. When I talk about President Doe, I'm not only talking from newspaper perspective. I'm talking about records from international analysis and also from live scenes that everybody saw that with witnesses, not only on the basis of what newspapers say. So you can only say what the article wrote about President Doe was fired. Was he indicted? Was he fired on the basis? Was it stipulated in any article that you were fired on the basis of embezzlement? Nothing whatsoever. He also talked about how Ambassador Walker refused to be audited. That is not true. There is no time. You can cite a date, time, or an article that shows that Ambassador Walker refused to be audited. He don't have that record.
Oh, Jesus.
So I
Okay.
don't
All
understand
right.
from whose perspective you're speaking.
Okay. All right. Let me, caller. This is not Alfonso So. This is Samson To. So I am monitoring my show here tonight. But go ahead, make your point very quickly, and because we're coming to an end. I said you guys were running away from me here tonight. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah, folks, that's Cutter now. The show is, but the real show ready to start now. Go ahead, Cutter. What's on your mind?
So this is the thing here. You got Terry on the show talking out of that full corner of his mouth, swallowing his foot, already swallowing his foot. I guess that's his foot in his mouth, swallowing his foot. He can talk about all the other past president corruption I brought up for destruction, I brought up all kinds of stuff, but he can't talk about a 12 years government under the leadership of his tenor bearer, Mr. Joseph Boakai, that admitted, the only government that admitted in the history of Liberia after being caught with their hands in the cookies jar, that the imprint is visible on the wall of being the most corrupt government in the world, in the history of our country. He is now telling us that this Joseph Boakai man is the cleanest, decent, transparent man of integrity, when in fact he said they squander opportunities, when in fact Noka was bankrupt, when in fact the $30 million or ADA Rex project, right, was under his watch, is disappeared. The machines are still in the budget of Lopa County. And this brother will sit on this platform, and you, Mr. Samson, will condone his sabotage, not even correcting him or push back on him, because you take glory in his utterances. Unfortunately, the Liberian electorates are not going to listen to Terry Tabata, because Terry is completely misinformed, or he has just turned his eyes on, or turned his eyes against all the bad things that Joseph Boakai himself said he did in their government.
Okay.
So if he can start blaming Samakedo and say corruption, when Samakedo that brought the war, why is it the most corrupt government, Eddie Joseph government, war did not come in Liberia? Why?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. But tomorrow when we come on, you'll try and come on quick because we're closing right now. So you're trying to come on quick so you can make your point. Minnesota politician, I'm right next to, I'm about less than 5 minutes away from you. I'll call you tonight or tomorrow. But anyhow, let me go to Terry. Terry, this is coming from Sedition, one of the strong supporters of CDC here on this platform. He's asking you all of these questions. I know you heard it. I don't need to repeat it. Thank you very much, Walter Carter. We appreciate it. Let's come on tomorrow, please. Terry, go ahead and close it well.
Yeah, you see, Peter always, I love his deed and his deep for President Weah. But he always come and fall down back under the same, you always, you're talking about Ambassador Boyka is transparent. I mean, he was the most corrupt. He worked in a government that was most corrupt. Why your government refused to order him? If you believe that Ambassador Boyka was corrupt, then it means that the CDC-led government should be able to audit the outgoing government. Why you refuse to audit them? Your president gave Madam Sirleaf 80% credit. 80%. Then you claim it that Ambassador Boyka, and another thing, Ambassador Boyka was not president. He was vice president. Your vice president, Honorable Joa Howard Taylor, what is she doing? So if all of what is going on in we are government the bad, the corruption, and all that, should we also attribute it to her? Because she's the VP, should we attribute that to her as well? All right. So if you claim that Ambassador Boyka was very corrupt, or the government was so corrupt, you now will have been given the authority and the power and the leadership. You have all the power in your hand to audit the ongoing government. And that is what you failed to do for 6 years. Then you're telling us that the government is corrupt. So on what grounds now can you prove the corruption? You don't have that. You don't have that. The power of authority is in your hand. Ambassador Boyka is under President Weah leadership. Ambassador Boyka is President Weah is President Weah he's part of the President Weah is president for Honorable Joseph Yuma Boyka. So he have the power to order him, but he will not order him because he knows that Ambassador Boyka is transparent and he do not have a thin record of corruption. And clean. So that is the reason why he cannot order him, because he knows he won't find any dirt. So you guys just have to grow up.
Ambassador Boyka is also well advanced when it comes to the issue of corruption. What corruption? I played the audio here, and I'll play again tomorrow. What corruption does to a country. Ambassador Boyka is well aware of that. So your CDC, just try not to put your foot in your mouth. We will help you from time to time. But you come out here tonight. Okay, I mean, Terry trying to help you. Want your contact to take your CDC foot out of your mouth again tonight. And then that's it. You say the man is corrupt, but yet still, you will not do anything to audit the man. So how are we going to show? Oh, no, because you say corrupt, then we should believe it. You think we're stupid around here? We're not stupid, man. Terry, I want to thank you very much. Minnesota politician, you're scared of me. You don't want to come on. Yes, that's fine. I will open it up again tomorrow. Mr. So is still in Liberia on a very serious note, trying to take care of family issue, and we wish him a safe journey as well when he's coming by. Let us all continue to offer our prayer for him and his family. Again, Terry, is there any 1 or 2 second closing so that we can close this?
Well, yeah, thank you very much again, LPR family, for allowing me to come on your show tonight, even though I was feeling very tired when I saw the link. But yes, we will continue to put forth our perspective on issues. Like I said, I'm not part of any political party, but I admire Ambassador Boyka, and I think that the Liberian people need to give this dude a chance. I think he's the right guy for the job right now going forward. I hate not President Weah, but I believe that President Weah has not performed to that expectation that the Liberian people already saw in him previously before he tried to vow for the presidency. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you, Mr. Toll. God bless you.
Thank you. Again, folks, Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Yeah, out of my element, but I'm doing. How did I do, folks? First time broadcasting on LPR by myself, all alone, without Nathaniel Crypor, who's the station manager and the backbone of LPR, fixing equipment and what have you. He's not here. I did it all by myself. Without the troublemaker, Mr. So is not here. I do it all by my Minnesota politician and Amos George and the Dr. Sawyer, Dr. Tipotet, Dr. Formula, and the Cation, they all run away, but I'm here with the help of Terry tonight. That this platform was able to perform at its highest level ever. I say so. Because why? Mr. So is not here. You can call all you want to call. And no help. Mr. So can't help you tonight. Winter cut off. The Libra is here as a counterweight. I feel bad for you guys. that was Aaron. I number 9. He called me tonight. Say, but we all wait. Your season as soon as Fonso come back next week. Oh, they will all be calling. The Libra is here. But anyway, folks, no, on a very serious note, I want to thank all of you again tonight for tuning in and helping us to make this show a success. Mr. Jackson, as usual, Thank you very much for your Sissy as well. Thank you, Barclay. Thank you, all of you guys have done a wonderful. Yeah, here we go. Let me call his name again. He called me Mr. Barrow. Mr. Barrow, yeah, I am. Thank you for recognizing my talent. Barrow is the only team in Liberia that is 100% better. Anybody that play for IE, we count you as good player. You got the talent, yeah, you play, but it's because of a Lone Star, and not because of IE that you good player. No. You IE, you play for IE and you good player because of Lone Star, which is Liberian team, and not because you play for IE and you good because Lone Star made you good. But you play for Barrow, you already good. Once you put on that jersey, you got to wear Lone Star jersey. Once you put on Barrow jersey, you already a good player. And that's the same thing with the yellow machine. People coming around here with all yellow stuff. Yeah, who wear yellow around here? Man, I beg you, man. But anyhow, folks, Samson told LeBron Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you. It's been a very long time here, and I'll say good night to you. We'll be back here again tomorrow to do the same thing. Please tune in tomorrow. This platform where we will be discussing issues affecting our people back home. With that, I'll say good night to all of you. Thank you very much, and good night, folks.